Hello, it's Rebecca here from Precious Pages Papercraft, and today I'm designing a layout for Bramble Fox. And I'm going to be using the Set Sail title from the Anchors Away set. I'm also going to add a couple of the little seagulls in that we all love. I'm going to bring one of the new lighthouses in from the Ocean Wave set and a couple of other bits and bobs that I've got in my stash. And most of the perspectives I'm using today are from the new Sea Life collection. If you haven't seen it yet, do head over to the website and check it out. It's amazing. And if you want to grab yourself a Bramble Fox exclusive freebie, hang on to the end of the video, and there's some details there about the Sea Life collection and how to get that freebie. Now, I'm a sucker for anything kind of sea and nautical related, like starfish, lighthouses, ship's wheels, you name it, anchors, anything like that I absolutely adore. And my parents live on the Isle of Wight, which is really handy for me, so I have an abundance of photos that I can use to scrap with this new Sea Life collection. So this won't be the last you see of me using it. I'll probably need to restock my stash as well by the end of it. But for today's layout, like I said, I'm using the Set Sail title, and I've got a photo there of my little boy. I think that's from 2020, on the Red Funnel ferry over to the island. We went over to surprise my parents for a few days before he started at school. So I've got that, and I've pulled out some kind of nautical sea related papers from my stash. Now, I don't have anything kind of collection wise that's nautical. I'm holding out for the new Simple Storage, is it Vintage Seas, I think it's called. I can't wait for that. But at the moment, my kind of nautical sea stash is made up of bits and bobs from different collections, so I'm going to pull in different papers. I've got, I think, 4 pattern papers that I've used, and I've cut some hexagons from those using some metal dies that I got from Hip Kit Club. They are 4 different sizes, and I've stacked them. I've distressed all the edges, and I'm going to stack them. And then I've got my photos, obviously a hexagon as well, backed on a pattern paper. So you can kind of see the design I'm going with there, kind of central on the page. And I wanted to add some light mixed media to the background. Now, Morag has actually brought out a new stencil this month. It's Fox Cut 35, I think. It's some gorgeous waves. I don't have my hands on it yet, so I have made myself a stencil by just cutting some wavy lines on paper. It's nowhere near as good or as pretty or as neat as Morag's stencil, but it's done the job for today whilst I wait for my order to arrive. So I'm using that. I've got 2 distress oxides. I'm using broken china for a lighter blue, and then I'm using chipped sapphire for a darker shade. Not going to go mad with the darker shade, just wanted a little bit of variation to make it a bit more interesting. I'm just focusing on the centre of my page there. I do come back in and add a little bit top and bottom, so it's almost like a diamond shape, if you like, so narrow at the top, wider in the middle, and then narrow again at the bottom, just so that sits behind my papers and my embellishments and things, just adds a bit of interest to the page. So there we go, you can kind of see how the page is going to look. And I've cut a couple of darker blue hexagons as well. It's a lovely navy blue patterned paper. And that's because my title is white and I didn't want it to get lost on my background. I really wanted to stand out. And I love white and navy together for nautical pages. So I've cut those 2 darker hexagons, and I'm going to have my title piece sitting on one of them and a couple of other perspectives sitting on the other, so they will really show up against that navy. I've got a few fussy cut elements you can see over on the left of my desk there. Those are mainly cut from P13's Beyond the Sea collection. I've got an anchor that I've cut from another paper in my stash. And I'm going to bring in some of the new Paper Snips as well, Paper Snips number 2. Those are all nautical themed as well. But pretty much the rest of the embellishments on this page are going to be Bramble Fox perspectives, which I absolutely adore. They make the perfect embellishment, and where they're nice and small, a lot of them, they don't overload the page, so you can add loads of them on and really add interest and dimension to pages without overcrowding it and making it look busy. So I absolutely love the little mini perspectives, and quite often use quite a few on one page. So I've got my hexagons in place. I've stuck those flat to my layout. Normally I'm a lover of loads of foam, but the perspectives are going to sit on top of them, which is going to bring in some dimension in themselves. So I've stuck my hexagons down flat. I have added a little bit of foam behind the centre of my photo just so that it sits above everything else. My title piece and my perspectives, my little embellishments, are all being stuck down with glossy accents. I love that stuff for perspectives, sequins. I even use it on chipboard sometimes in case it pings off, but it is my go-to adhesive for perspectives. So you can see I've got my set sail in place. I've got the little sailing boat at the top there, and then the little ship's wheel. Those three pieces all come in that Anchors Away set. You also get 3 navy perspectives in that set as well. So you get the Anchors Away title, and then you get 2 navy blue anchors as well. So 6 perspectives in that set, but I'm just using the white ones today. I've also brought in one of the kind of turquoisey teal starfish from the Sea Life collection. I absolutely love those. And then, like I mentioned at the beginning, I've got one of the lighthouses from the ocean waves. So you get the title and 2 lighthouses. I'm using the red one because there is some orange in my photo. Now the orange perspectives that I had from the Sea Life collection weren't the right colour for this, so I've gone with the lighthouse because it was a much closer match for the photo. It's a really weird orange in my photo. It's kind of like a corally colour, if you like, so that lighthouse went really well. And I actually go through my stash in a minute and find a couple of heart perspectives that I've got in the perfect colour, so I'm going to bring those in as well. I'm just adding the paper snips in now. So with the paper snips, it's almost like thin card that you get, kind of glossy, and you just literally cut them out. That's why they're called snips. And you get some pictures that you can cut out and make your own die cuts, and then you get lots of little words as well that you can cut out for phrases that you can see I've used here. So I've got Seize the Day, Making Waves, Fun and Adventures, and Ocean Vibes. And I've used a mix of white and navy as well to go with my colour scheme. And now I'm bringing in some seagulls. I'm so glad I've got some of these left. They are still available on the website. I have just had a check. If you haven't got these ones in your stash, you need them. They are perfect. And I think I remember Morag saying they were only meant to be kind of a limited edition release at one point, but they were so well received and everybody loved them so much that they're now kind of a permanent fixture in the shop, which is great for me because I think I'm on my 3rd or 4th pack. So I've added a couple of those on. And this is where I find some hearts to pop on. So I've got a couple of light blue ones, and then I've got a couple of that lovely kind of pink coral colour as well that work really well with the orange in my photo. And then as I was tidying my desk and getting ready to photo my layout, I found a red arrow perspective on my desk. I think it's left over from my February Fox box. Came with the Love You Lots title, I think, and 2 arrows, but I still had the red one left. So although I don't add it on the video, you will notice in the close-ups at the end that I've added that on, and I'm going to add it above my title over on the left to help balance out the red that I've got from the lighthouse. Then my anchor that I've fussy cut from a patterned paper, I've cut the loop out the top so it enables me to thread some embroidery floss through that for a bit more texture on the page. And then I'm finishing off with some white splatters. I absolutely love white splatters, especially on the colour scheme like this, like navy and white. I just think they go really well. And I'm using watered down white gesso for that. It's all my go-to for white splatters. My bottle's getting a bit clogged, I have to keep unclogging it. But I just pop it on some packaging and then water it down and splatter it. Just being careful to cover my photo there. I've put a pack of Holy Moly perspectives over my photo just so I don't get white splatters on my little boy's face. But then once I finish my splatters, that is me done for today. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this layout and the process, and it's given you some inspiration in using your perspectives. I've got some close-ups coming for you, and if you hold on to the end as well, you will notice I've added in a photo of the full Sea Life collection. Now I think that photo might be missing the stencil. I believe that's included as well, Fox Cut 35 and the lovely waves. But if you do buy the full collection, it's listed on the website as just one thing to add to your basket, you will receive a freebie, and it's an exclusive pack of Bramble Fox perspectives. So you get, I think, some jellyfish and some bubbles in it, but that is exclusive. It won't be available to buy, so you'll only get that if you purchase the full collection of the Sea Life bits and bobs. So there's some images of those coming up as well for you. I'll leave some links in the description box to the Sea Life collection. also to the website and also to the Bramble Fox Friends Facebook group. So if you're not already a member, do head on over and join for loads of inspiration, and you can join in with our monthly challenges, see new releases, lots of things going on in there. So head on over and join. But thanks very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.